Okay, so Gruul aggro chat, Embercleave, and friends. We got a key new card in this most recent set here in Longtusk Stalker from Historic Horizons. So when it enters the battlefield or attacks, you gain an energy, and then you can pay 2 energy to perpetually give this +1 attack, as well as give a creature card in your hand perpetually +1 attack. So perpetually is now and forever. So you play this on 1, and then it attacks as a 2 power thing on turn 2, meaning that it also gives something else extra attack in your hand. So if this gets to attack, it basically gives you a guaranteed 3 power for 1 mana. And Gruul, for those who aren't familiar with Gruul in Historic, has traditionally played Voltaic Brawler as another energy card as well. So you can use the energy from Brawler to pump into Longtusk Stalker again. So if you go like Stalker on 1 into Brawler on 2, you could use this energy to use this again on turn 3 right away. So yeah, it's like do-it-yourself Savannah Lions. It also has other upside too, right? Because if you get other energy, this can pump up even larger than that. And yeah, these are only energy cards in the deck, and they're both just like pretty good individual cards on their own, right? Like this rate is pretty good for an aggressive creature on its own. So let's go ahead and dive on into some games with this and see how some Gruul Smashy feels this morning. Something to note about this particular build in general is you will note I am not playing Collected Company because I want to play 4 copies of Embercleave. There are greedier people who are bad at statistics that will tell you can play 4 Embercleave and Collected Company. Don't listen to those folks. We also get to play, you know, I've got a Hazoret, a Dog Mom, as well as some Questing Beasts at the top end too. So giving up the card advantage of Collected Company for a little bit more consistency in the spells that we're playing. Listen, you should just be happy when playable cards are commons and uncommons, okay? That's all I'm saying. Don't look a gift horse in the mouth. This isn't like amazing, but I think it's keepable. Ooh, our hand is very bad for this matchup. I'm playing Creativity combo with Crab, Clue, and loving it. Yeah, that's I think Creativity combo is one of the better decks in this format before this patch, and the Crab Clue is a big upgrade for it. Yeah, I guess we could draw a Cleave, but shy of drawing a Cleave here, I think we're pretty done this game. All right, I'm gonna pack it in. Alright, so Magma Sprays, Abrades. This is definitely an all Doomblades on deck matchup, I think. Hey, 200% Dad. Thanks for the 3rd of a year. Welcome back. Definitely want... I think Hazoret's probably not very good because they tend to have a lot of chump blockers. Questing Beast, Attacks Pass, Cleave is obviously something we're in the market for. You know, this is probably a matchup where Longtusk Stalker is not very good, because they have a lot of cheap blockers. We'll bring in these because we can use this to pinch a blocker off in the right spot. I don't think I want Cage. I have Coco and Realm Walker. Maybe Cage is fine. This is not the Ferocidon matchup. No, Ferocidon's there for like the Angels and Life Gain decks. I'm just gonna do this. just have 7 power on turn 2. It feels a little bit bad not to get value out of a stomp, but with them not having a play, I think I just want to get pressure down. Just kill this, play a tap play, and crack for 7. Yeah, questing beast with cleave is real good. It's possible that only playing 2 questing beasts is wrong and I should be on a 3rd. So this is 10, 13, they're dead. I'm seeing a lot of angels, they get something from Historic Horizons. No, the angels popping back up is an example of how metagames work, where angels specifically didn't get cards from Historic Horizons, but decks angels is good against got cards from Historic Horizons. There's non-angel life gain decks like we played yesterday that gained an infinite combo with Historic Horizons, but angel specifically did not gain new tools. Classic concession cleave. We got a mulligan this one, right? If either of these was green, it'd be a keep. Okay. Do they not play Resto? No, usually Angels is a collected company deck. So now I gotta decide, do I want to BTE into Stomp? This doesn't really matter, right? I think I'm just passing. If they play Realm Walker here, I'm really sad, but if they play any other 2 toughness thing, that's fine. That's true. Resto also can't blink other angels. Come eat pizza. Thank you for the 33 months. Welcome back. I want to play a 4/4 with Trample. My wife gave birth yesterday. That's exciting. Is it your first? It is. Congrats. I'm attacking with the Burning-Tree Emissary here because it's a free attack if they want to block like this. So I'm trading my 4/4 for their 3/3, and then we get in some points of damage here. Alright, we take those. It's very possible I want a 4th Questing Beast. That card's so good. Or a 3rd Questing Beast. Let's take a look at this and see if I want to fit a 3rd Questerson in here somewhere. Uh-oh. There's supposed to be a client patch this morning, but it's not supposed to be for another hour 45. Yeah, it just does a lot of what you're looking to do, right? And it's one of the big upsides of not playing collected company is you get to leverage questing beasts, so playing more of it makes sense. Pertrains, thanks for the follow. Arena didn't crash, it like disconnected. Technically. I want the Questerson. I don't really know what I want to cut though. 23 lands? Yeah, probably need 23 lands. Why kill Elite over Llanowar Elves? Because it was a 3/3 and I had a 2/2 in play. I went super static. No, I dropped 0 frames in there. I am still using RTX voice because we have 100-degree weather here in the United States and the Midwest. So there is a little bit of distortion when RTX voice does its thing, but that's going to happen with any microphone I use. What's happening on the old one too. Yeah, it sounds good. For example, my air conditioner's running right now. Maybe it's not too bad. This is without the RTX voice. I see a bit of it popping up there. When I'm not talking, if you're wearing headphones, you can definitely hear a hum. Yeah, you could definitely hear the hum. I'll take a little bit of distortion over the hum. I'll probably toggle the RTX off when we get to winter because my furnace isn't very loud, but definitely prefer to not have the hum in the background. Uh-oh, did Arena kick everybody out? We got kicked out. I wonder if it kicked other people out too. We're theoretically trying to play Gruul aggro to start this morning, so I wanted to put the straightforward deck first thing in the morning. Keep the more interesting decks for later. I think we might be having some server problems here. Oh, do we get one? We got one. All right, just had to requeue it. When in doubt, turn it off and turn it back on. All right. Yeah, definitely. Build-around submissions are $10, or sorry, they're $50. You can learn more about how my deck submission process works here. It's another elf deck. I guess they could theoretically be, we'll play Pelt Collector out to start because they want to trade in combat. We'll get to grow. And I think I am actually going to make this Stalker bigger with this one, and then we can play this and put the Pelt Collector to 2. And then next turn, we can attack with both of these and put the Scavenging Ooze up, which will let us make this even bigger to level the Pelt Collector up again. Solid triple 1-drop start here. And that's the appeal of having some more Longtusk Stalker in the main deck, is having more of these 1-drop powered starts. The purple effect is kind of neat looking, I agree. Yeah, I think I want to just pump the Scavenging Ooze here because I can cast it. So if we find untapped land next turn, we get to slam Questing Beast and head to the Space Jam. Thanks for the 29 months, Ghosted. Welcome back. There are a bunch of decks listed in the stream queue. I don't have an approximate order I'm playing them in, but I am intending to play them. Okay, so we have Bonecrusher Giant, which gives us some flexibility here on the Scavenging Ooze too, because the Scavenging Ooze, we can stomp something and then Scavenging Ooze something. So I think we're definitely just here to smash, right? No plays. Very unlucky. Hopefully they only find one Lord here. What's the second champion press pick? Oh, Nami. Yeah, that's the one that gets bigger when you cast spells, right? That sounds sweet. Okay. I assume my Longtusk Stalkers are gonna die here. But I'll get to pump something else up in the meantime. The question is, do they go to try and trade a 2-power thing for the Scavenging Ooze, then we get to get them with the Bonecrusher Giant? Yeah, Longtusk was really powerful this game. I think our opponent should have traded with them earlier. The fact that they kept letting us attack with them, I think was a mistake. Yeah, they kind of need to try and kill the Skews, because otherwise it's going to get really big. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and stomp the Circle of Dreams Dread. And then we'll eat that with Scavenging Ooze. So we get to kill their War Master. And then I'm going to go ahead and power up this Longtusk Stalker so it gets to 4. So when this dies, it's going to put Pelt Collector to 4. And then Questing Beast is a 5 from the Longtusk Stalker, so Pelt Collector will get to a 5 next turn when Questing Beast comes down. So this, again, activates to perpetually give itself +1 attack, as well as give something in your hand perpetually +1 attack. So, like, yeah, even if they have another collected company here, they're, like, in a rock and a hard place, right? It could honestly be right to hold the Scavenging Ooze back here. Because if they don't kill the Scavenging Ooze, they have a really bad time. But, like, these other two are smashing for a lot, too, so... So they can double block Skews here, and then they go to 1. And I have Questing Beast and Pelt Collector left over, along with the Den of the Bugbear. Yeah, the immediately getting rewarded for putting the 3rd Questing Beast in our deck. Big time. Rock meet hard place. It's kind of impressive that it's looking like we might beat double Coco without a cleave. Obviously not dead yet, but looking good for the home team here. Are we on the play or the draw this game? I don't remember. They could have another collected company, but they need like mono lords, and even then it's gonna be a hard time, right? They need like land company. Skews and Questing Beast are purple because they've been perpetually modified by our friend the Longtusk Stalker.
I commend your bravery, mortal, but I will win this fight.
Yes, purple petually. Yes, exactly that, purple petually.
We will unleash an autumn of steel leaves.
An autumn of steel leaves. They're just dead to the den of the Bugbear. Dead to the trample too. Alright, so I boarded out Hazoret last time. I want the Magma Sprays and the Abrades. So I probably want these Skews. I think I cut those last time. That was probably wrong. I don't know what I want to get rid of. All of my cards seem good, chat. They all seem good. Yeah, Seek cards are electronic only. Perpetual cards are electronic only. Is it crazy to cut Burning-Tree Emissary here because the individual stat line on it is so bad? Like, they have a lot of miscellaneous things it just trades for. Yeah, I think we're supposed to cut these. All right, let's do it. Double murder questing beast. Well, so like Longtusk Stalker, for example, is a design where it technically utilizes a hidden information thing you couldn't do in paper either, right? Like you could technically track perpetually through zones in paper. It's a little bit messy, but like you'd have to have revealed hidden information in order to make the rest of it work. Okay, so you're the second person to ask about Ferocidon, chat. How many creatures do you think my opponent is going to have in play by the time I cast a Ferocidon on turn 3? Also, this is an aggro mirror match where both players are pressuring each other. So like it's not like I'm the only aggressive deck, right? It's like Ferocidon symmetrical. Yes, perpetually travels with cards across all zones and areas. At no point does it lose. It follows the graveyard to exile, getting returned to your hand. There's a permanent digital modification. Embercleave away from putting this these elves in a little box in the ground again. Morning, Alistair. Correct. Perpetually is not a counter. So I'm probably supposed to kill the Circle of Dreams Druid, right? So I think we do this. Step on. And I'm supposed to attack for 4 to start. And then we'll step on this plus play Brawler. Hey, LD. Thank you for the 59 months. That's quite some duration. It's been a while. Okay, and then these both attack with 4 power with Trample next turn. I get to shock this in, go Pelt Collector Questing Beast. Oh, man. Or I can just do that now. Yeah, I mean, that's the play. Add some Eldraine mix well. So just like step on it, play a 4/3, and then we'll have Questing Beast next turn. You know, I would have thought this matchup would be hard for Gruul, but like, I guess their nut draws seem hard for us, but their average draw just does not seem particularly impressive. Battle Cattle. Love it. Is Eldraine good? Maybe. Maybe. You know, I'm really surprised that cuck is a word that is allowed in the Magic Arena usernames. Save that one for later to tweet at them. That's probably one that should be in the filter. I just wanted to put the deck that was going to be least popular first today, Play Who. So we're starting with Gruul. So, I spent, what I'm about to say will shock many of you, but I spent a lot of time watching other people play Historic last night. And a common theme among other streams I was watching was creators playing sweet new decks dying to control decks. I'm just going to use this mana to stomp here. I could play this out, but then we play into a Sweeper harder, and I'd rather only lose 2 to a Wrath of God next turn. How does the subscription count work on Twitch? The number of months subscribed, reset after you stop subscribing and subscribing again. So there's a streak count there's a streak count for your sub for the number of months you subscribed concurrently, but there's also a total sub amount. So there's both. Yeah, streaks reset, totals don't. Yes, I was lurking Davis's stream, and he had a number of, this is my sweet creature deck, and I'm about to die to this control deck. Yes, and the total is what determines your sub badge now. That's exactly correct. Turn 3 Tron, thanks for extending your sub through October. Welcome back. Well, that's heckin' rude. You can show both, Damwing. So you have the option to show whichever you'd prefer.
Right on schedule.
So they're dead to an untapped land, right? Okay, so I'm going to send these at them, forcing them to block, and I'm going to send this token at Teferi to kill it.
Really should have seen that coming.
And now they're at 2, and we can Bonecrusher Giant them. Oh, we've not played with Davriel yet.
I have practiced keep an open mind.
Does Modern have the same issues with control as Historic? To a degree. Memory Lapse also isn't Modern legal, though. And the creature decks in Modern have better threats. So, like, the creature decks in Modern get to play things like Ragavan and Murktide. And like Dragon Rage Chandler is more powerful in that format, for example. So our main deck is relatively well set up here. We're pretty aggressive, all things considered. I'm gonna bring in Roiling Vortex and a couple of Klothys here. I think I'm actually just gonna trim a couple of Llanowar Elves. I think I want to raise my individual card quality a little bit here. Maybe split the difference and trim a Cleave and an Elf, because Cleave's a lot less good if they're killing my board. Yeah, maybe we'll go down to 2 Cleaves here, actually. I think I like that. It could be right to throw a couple of Crashers in, just as like another hasty threat. Maybe I like that instead of 2 of the Elves. I like the idea of trimming some Llanowar Elves here for sure. I'm not really like a answer Teferi deck, right? This card's here for Elves, or for Angels, more than anything. You also just like don't want to be spending a card to be reactive in this matchup. Knacker, thank you for the 27 months. Welcome back. Thanks, Texas. I'm just iterating out loud when I'm sideboarding what I'm thinking through in my head to arrive at the conclusions that I'm making. It's a pretty good one. Ahn-Crop Crasher here looking much better than some extra copies of Llanowar Elves, huh? Now, this is a spot where I am going to go ahead and kill the Narset because I want to not let them draw another card with it. So, obviously, this is like letting them gain 3 life, but it's also denying them a card draw with comes with selection.
If you wish to, I have just the trick for this.
Alright, don't wrath me, bro. Even without wrath, we're in a pretty medium spot. We have Aether Gust and Helix here. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and concede, I think. Sure. It's a little sad to not have a 1-drop, but we only have 10 of those post board, so I think this is a keep. Get to brawling. Van every time. Thanks for the follow. Good morning. Driving in my Gruul, beep beep. I think we decline here. I really want to hit a land drop, right? This card offers so much more agency than Memory Lapse. It's unreal. Just how much less feel bads it is. I don't know that Ferocidon's good enough. Like a 3/3 without haste is like not particularly exciting. You're just gonna like cast a Ferocidon and they'll Helix you in response. So they'll like cast Wrath of God and clear it away and it won't have done anything. So like I brought in Crasher because it's a haste threat. For spots like this, a haste threat is lovely. Crunch. land for Questerson would be lovely. Just like we drew it up. And we just need a red source for Den activations or Embercleave. Give a Helix. I mean, to be fair, I didn't say I liked Aether Gust. I said Aether Gust offers more agency than Memory Lapse. It's like comparing shit sandwiches, really. Yeah, I think I'm just passing here. Just gonna like stomp them on their turn. Can I bug you for a minute? Good night, Gandalf. That game was a good example of why boarding Embercleave out is correct in this matchup, at least some of them. And honestly, it could be right to cut all of them and just have more haste threats. I asked my date to meet up at the gym and she never showed up, but I guess the two of us aren't going to work out. You know, I'm kind of glad that ended in a joke because going to a gym right now sounds absolutely disgusting. Gyms are gross under normal circumstances, chap. Pandemic gym sounds. This hand is lovely. To go friend into friend into cleave, hopefully, if we draw a red source. Don't kill my elf. Don't do it. All right, deal. Resolves. Joke's on you, opponent. I didn't have a red source for that anyways. Pretty sure we haste this against turn 1, red-black land Thoughtseize. Good chance there's removal spells lurking over there. Nummy, nummy, nummy are dead in the beep, beep, beep. All right, so as expecting removal, we got some Klothys. They're going to be killing stuff. Scavenging Ooze is good. I don't really know what they're doing, right? They just played like red, black lands and died. And we know they're not playing Luris. They're probably like a Seasoned Pyromancer mid-range deck. Giving up Luris for Seasoned Boy is probably not unreasonable. What's my cut here? It's probably just Burning-Tree. Can reassess if that's the right cut after we see more of their deck. Let's stand up, shall we? Stretch the legs out this morning. Show off the old Azurius Senators t-shirt here from the ever lovely Coalescence Apparel. think I'm willing to trade Stomp plus Stalker for Dreadhorde Arcanist here. And they did not take the trade, so we'll power up Pelt Collector. We'll hit them for 2, and then we'll go Pelt Collector, have 6 power here. The overlay is not working. It is Breadboxer. If you type !deck in chat, the !deck command is working. Yeah, that's honestly the real. I hope she ends up all right, Ryan. But that's the real nightmare of all this anti-vax bullshit that's going on. You'll hear a lot of bad faith people talking about how their decision to get vaccinated only impacts them. But when you're unvaccinated and you end up in the hospital and you take a hospital bed from other people experiencing emergencies, fuck you for not getting vaccinated. Your decisions impact other people. There are a number of states where hospitals and ICUs have been reaching capacity. It is incredibly frustrating to watch. Turn order, I'm playing decks in the queue today. Nope. As I feel. Yeah, Scavenging Ooze looking a-okay. Are we about to get madness? This is gonna be a fiery temper? Oh baby, we're getting fiery temper in chat. Poor little Scoos. So I'll at least grow the Pelt Collectors, I suppose. Hey chat, it's exactly what I wanted for Christmas. Cleave ho! I mean, if they have like a fatal push here, they're in a decent spot, right? Narrator, they didn't have a fatal push. And worth exiling the land so the creature make it harder for them to get delirium? No, I exiled the creature so my Pelt Collectors would get bigger, Martian. Because Pelt Collector gets bigger when bigger creatures die in addition to coming into play. If I'm being blunt, at this point, I've run out of empathy for idiots who are dying of COVID. The people that I have empathy left for are the people who the idiots that are dying of COVID in the hospital are preventing from getting other care. Voltaic Brawler's a nice draw. It means if they don't play something we can stomp, we can play that out and get a counter on our Pelt Collector. Okay. Some ramp over there. Need a second green source at some point, but we got 2 turns to find that. Yeah, breakthrough cases are said, and those people did their part. Enchantress on the radar. You can see all of the decks we have coming up in the stream queue on my website. People asking Soul Herder and other questions like that, check that out. I'm probably going to be live for a few hours tomorrow at some point too, but I don't know exactly when yet. Still coordinating with the wifey to figure that out. Ooh, Burning-Tree Emissary can Manamorphose us a Questing Beast next turn. So even if they like sweep here, we get to go BTE Questing Beast, smack you for 4. Yes, the conservative majority on the Supreme Court overturned Biden and the CDC's eviction moratorium, which means things are likely to get fairly ugly in a lot of places, even worse than they are now, as people are turned out of their homes. Well, Congress can't really do anything about evictions, right? They can't pass laws without the Senate, and the Senate won't vote for things. Well, they're real close to dead here. We've got some runes here on a Den of the Bugbear. So if they sweep any untapped lands live draw. Congress meeting both houses. Is that true? I guess the House refers to specifically the House of Representatives, huh? Congress. Does Congress generically refer to both at once? I'm not familiar with the appropriate vernacular there. Yes, it does. Okay. It's been a while since we had a civics class defining those things. I don't really know what they're doing. I feel like there's unlikely that this has things to kill. I'm gonna put in some Ferocidons and some Ahn-Crop Crashers. Click submit. Klothys could be okay here too if they're on like Wrath of Gods and stuff post board. Yeah, there's some kind of Bant Rampy thing. The question is like, what answers do they have? Because that determines like what my threat composition needs to be, ideally. Vortex could be okay, yep. Could be a worthwhile inclusion. That's great, Bryn. Saw some folks asking about sweet decks we played so far. All of the decks that are worth watching end up on the YouTube channel. I don't post the total flaming dumpster fires anymore. So if you see something posted to YouTube and it looks sweet, it's worth checking out. So what is sweet differs from person to person. I think if you asked me, Jeff, what was the most powerful thing you've played so far that's new? I think green-white combo, life gain combo is probably the most powerful thing I've played. But we had 4 decks yesterday that felt reasonable. Oh my gosh, chat, we're doing Gruul things. For fuck's sake, auto tapper. Pay attention to the auto tapper. It was sad to see Fish didn't make the cut. Fish did make the cut. Fish was the last deck we played yesterday, so it had to process longer. So it published about an hour and a half after the other videos. I missed a point of damage here. I intended to tap this for this. Yeah, if we lose this game with them at 1 life, I'm gonna blame the auto tapper. Let's just draw a red source and murder them. He says before drawing Den of the Bugbear. My body is prepared to concede to a Wrath of God. Come on, cast a Hydroid Creases. You know you want to. Oh, they need another land for double white, right? Alright, so you're dead. No blocks for you. Chat, this is your daily reminder that if you want to win the Hoaglandia Open this weekend, Gruul is still good. Our two-time week 1 Gruul Open winner is taking the weekend off. They're going on their honeymoon, so there's an opportunity for someone else to win with Gruul. There's a void there that needs to be filled. Mr. Turkey is out of town. We did, Beetle. We could technically get punished for this if we draw another Den of the Bugbear, but that's pretty narrow, so I'm just gonna get this into play tapped. Yes, Llanowar Elves, welcome to the party. Blue source, Baral. I'm the bad man. We are definitely the bad guy this morning here, chat. No, Chainer's a commander card. Main deck Narset reversal. Yep. Somebody's been Magma Opused one too many times. So for people that are familiar with Untapped, Untapped has updated their software already. However, their update required them to update their Twitch extension backend, which Twitch has to approve. So Untapped will not be functional, unfortunately, until Twitch takes the time to approve their extension update, which who knows how long that's going to take. So exclamation point deck works to get my current deck list, because the extension is functional. The mouse over overlay is waiting on Twitch, though. It's not like a Cardboard Live situation where they've just decided not to update their software for, 2 weeks because they don't care. Yes, you may draw 2 cards. I assume the Voltaic Brawler is going to bounce back to my hand here. Really? Are they setting up for like a combo kill next turn? Bring it like Mind's Desired or something crazy. Nah, I think generic 2-mana counter spells just shouldn't be in the format. I think the format is much better off without them. I think there's a lot of people that talk about like, well, we should just sub Memory Lapse for counterspell. Nah, fuck that noise. Remand's probably fine. Keep Mana Leak away, please. Hear me out, remove blue. Big mood. Big mood. All right, it's double Embercleave time, chat. Are you ready? All right, so with this play, do I just fire up Den of the Bugbear? Or do I want Cleave? Because I can't double Cleave. And these are already lethal, so I think we just fire up Den of the Bugbear. Alright, so I'll put some haste monsters in my deck. Opponent confirms that that's the line. Yep. Yeah, I think I'll just do that. I'm sure like the 1 Scoos in the main deck and a couple of Bone Daddies for some haste monsters. I think Standard especially tends to be better off without 2 mana generic counterspells and 4 mana destroy all things runtime. I think formats that where cards like Fumigate and Crux of Fate are the premier sweepers tend to be much better on average. Hey, Skek is Mystic. Thanks for the brand new Prime support. There's a ton of great people you can support every month with that here on Twitch. Thanks for supporting mine this month. The idea that you can always play around Wrath of God is just objectively wrong. In fact, in most aggressive decks, the correct way to play around Wrath of God is to pretend it doesn't exist. You'll lose more games playing around Wrath of God than you will playing into it on average, I think. We mulligan this hand with no 1-drop on the draw. Yeah, this hand is excellent. Keep. I'm gonna bottom cleave, I think, because I'm not going to have double red guaranteed. There's Doomscar Fall. I think Doomscar is a fine design, actually. I think the fact that it can happen on turn 3 is made up for by the downside that it has. Luke, thank you for the 11 months. Welcome back. I'll do it again, I swear. Hey, Zephyr, thank you for the 21 months. Welcome back. I think we just triple 2-drop this turn. You can't always play around anything in Magic. So there's a difference between you can't play around something and the average game theory optimal being you should play into it. So my position wasn't that you should always be able to play around it. It's that the average case scenario is that you shouldn't be playing around it. Was my juxtaposition, whatever you want to call it. But if I just fire up Den of the Bugbear here. Nah, I'm gonna stomp. Yeah, Den getting stolen by Charm is pretty vomit-inducing. Oh, is Charm non-land? Oh, you're totally right. It is. That's fine. I think this is still better. Decline. I think my average draw is better than a Voltaic Brawler. My opponent's playing mono blue, so like, I don't know, sweepers. And just like that, chat, we are Diamond Gamers. Diamond Gamers, ladies and gentlemen. Guys, gals, and non-binary pals, we have risen to our home, the Diamond 4 rank floor. Frackisteer, thank you for the 4 months. Welcome back. Good morning, good morning. It's going swell. I think I'm going to call that a wrap on Gruul. I think I feel confident that I'm going to throw this 75 up on the website. Longtusk Stalker was super impressive in those games. Just like did exactly what we wanted it to do. It put a lot of pressure on. It powered up things in our hand. We had a few good games where this got to power up Pelt Collector really elegantly. So yeah, I like this. I like this mix of stuff a lot. Yeah, Bugbear was excellent. This is also my first time. I know this card's been out for a little while, but this was my first time playing Gruul with the creature lands, and this was very, very good a number of points. We won a bunch of games because Den of the Bugbear was in my mana base. So, you know, honestly, looking at this deck too, one of the reasons why it's sweet is we've got 7, 8, 9 utility lands, right, in 2023 lands. So we only have 14 lands that are only make mana, which is huge.